it away by doing that. We gave them the friggin' game. In my opinion, that sucked. What's that? Playoffs? What are you talking about? Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win again.
The fact I'm a football coach. It's a competitive thing. I despise for people to beat us.
To Elliott, who goes sweeping to the left side. Gets to the 20, loose to the 30, to the 40, down the left side to the 50 goes Elliott. He's going to take it to the house. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Ezekiel Elliott. 85 yards. Back is Dorsey to throw. And he throws it in the end zone. It's incomplete. The Buckeyes win the national championship.
It's Everything Buckeye Nation, the voice of the fan, with your hosts, Jake Smith and Corey Boyd.
Welcome in, everybody. This is the Everything Buckeye Nation show here on EBSN Online. Welcome in a beautiful evening in the capital city. Next to me, Corey Boyd.
Yes.
As always, producer G running the ship. I'm Jake Smith. Welcome in, Corey.
I know, man. We back.
What's happening?
We back, you know.
It's just you and I.
It's you and I hope they still watch.
Ooh.
I hope they don't go, oh, them two. That's
guys?
it. These guys. No superstar.
If you didn't catch us last week, we had the ambassador, Stacey Elliott, on the program with his Fifth Down Management Group as well, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Zeke's dad was with us last week, had a great show, so after tonight's show, if you missed that, go back, take a look. But the biggest thing on everybody's mind here is the first college football playoff rankings were just released, and the Buckeyes come in at a smooth number 10.
Smooth.
Number 10.
Number 10. Top 10.
Top 10
Top 10.
Buckeyes. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, top 10.
And the Kentucky Wildcats are above us. The Washington State Cougars are above us. Ohio State's number 8 in the AP poll, but apparently the committee thinks that the Wildcats and the Cougars are better
It is now
better
official.
suited for the playoff.
It is now
than the Buckeyes.
official. The AP poll does not matter.
Well, it is now official.
It is official.
It is over with.
Who cares?
And producer G has set up this absolutely magnificent.
And you will see in about 10 seconds maybe how great we look. There it is. They see it now.
Oh, they see it already.
Woo! Look at that. On the field.
So there are your rankings, your first rankings of the season there, scrolling through on the side. Some surprises. Penn State's at 14. The Buckeyes come in at number 10. Kentucky at 9. Washington State at 8. Oklahoma at 7. And then there are your top 6. No surprise, Alabama and Clemson number 1, number 2. LSU jumps undefeated Notre Dame for 3 and 4. The Wolverines are at 5. Georgia at 6. So enjoy those while they scroll through here. Want to get to a few comments here.
Yes.
Appreciate
Shout out to our people.
our people. Laura BP, our favorite. Clyde the third. Clyde Boyd the third.
The third.
Does that mean your father's Clyde Boyd number 2?
That's what that means.
Is that what that means?
That's what that means.
That's what I learned in school.
He said he said generous ranking after what I witnessed.
You know, the Buckeyes sure didn't look like the number 10 overall team in the country a couple Saturdays ago, but that's what the bye week's for. A lot of time to figure it out. Gwen says hello. Tisha, hello. Shar Miller, hi, guys. And Laura says it is snowing in Colorado. That is, I'm not ready for the snow yet, man. I'm not ready for it.
Eric says I predicted number 10, and Lee says I never would have thought freaking Kentucky would be higher than us in the top 10.
That's something else.
Unreal, and our girl Carrie Lynn is back in
Carrie.
the building.
Welcome
saying
back.
hello.
Hello.
Carrie Lynn.
Number 10, huh? Well, so here's the thing. And while I expected us to be more number 8, number 9, I'm not distraught about number 10 here. I mean, I don't think we really have anything to tout right now.
Not right now. We really can't say anything.
No.
You are what they say your record is.
Hey,
right?
you know.
Right? And they're going off the last game of what they seen, and that was a beatdown.
That was not good.
At Purdue.
Very
Hey.
ugly. Very ugly game. However, we've had the bye week now. We're getting ready for Nebraska. We'll talk a little bit about the Cornhuskers later, what to expect this Saturday at noon. Nothing like a blackout
Nothing
noon
like a
game.
blackout at noon. A lot of people don't like that.
A lot of people don't.
You know how I feel.
Let us know in the comments where you're watching from. What do you think of the number 10 ranking? And also, what about the blackout at noon?
Blackout at noon.
We're in the festivities
yeah.
here. Some black shirts. I went with a black hat because I have like 2 hats.
I didn't have a black hat.
See, Corey's always got these nice hats.
I didn't have a
man.
black hat, though.
Everybody in the comments is always like, damn, Corey, where'd you get that hat?
I didn't have a black one, though.
You gotta buy one.
Let us know how you feel. Are we rightfully so number 10? Should we be lower? Should we be higher? And are you upset at a blackout at noon?
Little surprising.
Against little old Nebraska.
Well, see, I thought that Nebraska would be a night game. But we'll talk about the Cornhuskers later. Right now, the top 25 was just released, the official playoff rankings, so let's talk about that. Big Ten teams-wise, you got Iowa still in there at 16, Penn State at 14, Ohio State is in at 10, and the Wolverines are all the way up at number 5. Carrie says, ooh, that team up north is number 5, and she is laughing.
Listen.
Timothy Roberts shouldn't have shafted Notre Dame. They're undefeated and beat number 5. I hate Notre Dame, but definitely some bias in that ranking.
That Notre Dame loss now for the team up north is looking mighty, mighty good.
That is what they say, a quality loss.
Quality loss. It's almost like a terrible victory now. Just about.
Hey.
Because now it's like you lost to Notre Dame. They're undefeated. And our win to TCU doesn't look very good.
No,
Not at all.
That was our big one, right?
That was our big one. And Penn State, and they're, you know.
What, Penn State's 5-3 now?
They're wobbly. They're wobbly at the knees. They're shaking. So their one loss is looking
6-2.
pretty darn good. They're number 5. But, hey, that works for us because we play them last.
I took a look at the Wolverines' schedule, and they've got a tough matchup this weekend. They host Penn State. So we'll see. Assuming they take care of business against Penn State, they've got, I think, a Rutgers, and I think they've got maybe Maryland. I think maybe Maryland next week, and then no, they already played Maryland. Regardless of who it is, it's not going to cause a big threat. So provided they beat Penn State this weekend, they're going to be 10-1 coming down to the Horseshoe on what I believe to be November 24th. That'd be a big game.
That's what you want now if you're Ohio State. Now, I know I'm talking mad junk. You want Michigan at number 5, right? Or higher. But I know when the TV comes on Saturday and they're playing Penn State, I ain't rooting for the team up north. There's no way I can. I don't care. I can't do it.
Nope.
So it's a win-win for us regardless. When they lose, I laugh. Ha ha. But if they win, it's better for when we play them the last game of the year at the Horseshoe.
Yep.
In our building.
And there's another team we love to hate so much. Alabama is number 1. And we'll get into just around the college football talk later in a little bit. Alabama, number 1 Alabama is at number 3 LSU this weekend, 8 o'clock on CBS Saturday night. I'm really excited for that one because, when that ball's kicked off, I want the LSU Tigers and Joe Burrow to take care of business and beat the Crimson Tide. However, it is better for Buckeye fans if Alabama wins out, runs the table. If Alabama wins out, they're going to knock out LSU. That'll give them their second loss. That'll drop them below Ohio State. They're going to beat Georgia in the SEC title game. That'll knock them below Ohio State. Kentucky's going to lose to Georgia this weekend. So the fact that they're at number 9, that's great. Hang a banner in the rafters or something in the stadium. I don't think they've ever had. I'm not sure Kentucky's ever been ranked number 9, but good for them. But it's better for Ohio State fans if Alabama wins against LSU. And that hurts to say, but they would knock out all those teams. And let's face it, if Alabama loses once and they win the rest of their games, even if they're in the SEC title game or not, they're going to be in. We saw it last year.
That's what I was going to say. Anybody who I understand, Joe Burrow is our friend. Mm-hmm. He is our guy. Yep. He was a Buckeye. But guess what? That goes out the window for me this Saturday. Because no matter what Alabama does this Saturday, barring a beatdown that's not going to happen,
nope,
they're going to stay in the top 4. They're not dropping out of the top 4. We've seen it before. They played a quality team. They played LSU.
That's a quality loss.
Quality loss. And it's not going to be a beatdown. It's not going to be a blowout. If they lose, it would be close. It only will hurt Ohio State if LSU wins. So all that love for Joe Burrow, for me, I'm just talking about me, goes out the window when it comes to my Ohio State Buckeyes.
Hey.
Whatever it takes for us to get into the playoffs, I am for. So if it takes Joe Burrow losing, I am sorry. Your magic carpet ride must end Saturday. Sorry.
I apologize. It's kind of a bummer.
I apologize if that comes off as rude.
But you know what?
But I don't care.
After that game, win them all. Yeah, good for you, Joe Burrow. We hope so. Get to some of the comments here. Eddie, our guy Eddie Stats says, Ohio State will run the ball more this week. Natasha, hey, fellas, sweet outfits for Saturday. Hope they play as good as their outfits look. The uniforms do look real good. We'll get to those a little bit later. Eddie says, Ohio State can make a push at the end still, so they should be number 9. Carrie said, thought it only mattered if they were ranked when we play them. Eric Wilson agreed. Quality wins have taken a hit. So, yeah, I mean, that TCU, Penn State, we thought those were going to be big-time wins at the end of the year.
Basically, the playoff committee probably is saying now, they played TCU? Who's that? And it wasn't technically a road game. It was a neutral site game, so they weren't on the road.
Right.
Who's TCU? They're terrible. So that win now means absolutely nothing, especially the way we lost to Purdue.
Good comment here from Kyle Elliott. He said, I heard a report that all coaches were made to stay home this week to work on our obvious weaknesses instead of going out recruiting. How true is this? Any info? Kyle, that is true. Coach Meyer said so. I'm not sure if it was last week or early this week that there were a couple days where the coaches would normally be out recruiting, but they stayed in-house instead and worked, Coach Meyer said, countless hours to figure out what was wrong with the schemes. So that's good news, I think. In my opinion. Obviously, we have some issues that we need to fix now. And we're not, going out and meeting with a kid who will be in college in 2 years isn't going to fix what issues we have right now. So they did stay in for a few days, and I think that's important. Personally, obviously we got a lot of things to take care of business.
I like that they did that because we got beat down at Purdue, and then we seen what Purdue looked like against Michigan State.
Yep.
So there was some glaring issues. I like that Urban Meyer said, "Look, we have to fix this. We have to right the ship. We have a bye week home against Nebraska. We have a week to fix this. Nebraska's coming in. There is no reason to struggle against Nebraska. None at all.
Well, we'll see. We will see. I mean, you wouldn't think so. They're 2-6.
I'm previewing my frustration if it happens. No reason.
No reason.
Especially in black uniforms. I'm just saying.
Blacks. See, that's why Ohio State lost to Purdue. They were in all black uniforms.
Yes.
Right? That makes sense. Paul tunes in. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you. Ron Ferris says he tunes in. What's up with the tight end play? Good question. There really hasn't been any.
None.
Lee Travis says we won't know what has changed until Michigan State. It's a good point. Ohio State plays Michigan State next weekend in East Lansing.
Exactly.
That's going to be a spicy meatball.
And we've seen how Michigan State made Purdue's offense.
They handled them. Michigan State's pass defense is not very good, but their run defense is best in the country. Now, Ohio State can't run the ball, but we can pass really well, so you would think we'd be all right. But there's something funky about the Spartans up there, so we will have to see. I mean, what I want to see this weekend is fixing the red zone issues and cutting down on the big plays. If Haskins throws for 400 yards again and we only have 100 yards rushing, I guess I can deal with that this week. I want to be efficient in the red zone, and I want to cut down on the big plays. I think those are the biggest issues.
Yeah, I'm reading some of the comments. I want to thank everybody for making a comment. We appreciate it. Like, share us. To every Buckeye fan that you know that loves the Buckeyes, we would appreciate it. Carrie Lynn says Bama is losing to LSU.
Hey.
She is calling it. She's booking it.
Heard it here first, folks.
And she also says, I don't care if it hurts us if the team up north loses. I wouldn't root for that team ever. I think that's how she said it.
Man,
I don't know.
See, that's Buckeye Nation at its finest right there. Carrie, you got it right. If the Wolverines lose to Penn State on Saturday, I know it's not good for the Buckeyes, but it makes me happy. I'll be very happy.
I will too.
Laugh.
I will too, but if they win, it doesn't hurt us. It only helps.
True.
It only helps at this point.
I'm not going to be super upset if they win.
I won't be sad if they win, and I won't be sad if they lose.
Because here's the reality of the situation. If they win out until they come down to Columbus, they're going to be a top 4 team. And maybe even higher. Maybe number 3, maybe number 2. Who knows? It's college football. Anything can happen. And then when Ohio State's number 6 or 7, and we're hosting number 4 and maybe number 3, the Wolverines, we can make a statement in 4 weeks once we've got everything sewn up and be back in the top 4. There's a long way to go. Long way to go.
I see a comment from Cody. He says, so why are we showing as number 8 as our rank everywhere else, but showing as number 10? Is it the AP? Yes, the AP poll has us as number 8. But now that poll means absolutely nothing now because the college football playoff rankings has us as number 10, Cody. We are number 10.
Good question, Cody. Yeah,
Thanks for the question.
They just released them, as you can see on the screen now. They just released the first college football playoff rankings of the season. The top 25 there are scrolling through. You'll see Iowa there at 16. Penn State there at 14. Some surprises. Undefeated UCF is at 12. And then you've got the Buckeyes coming in at number 10 with teams like Kentucky and Washington State ahead of them. I think if Ohio State played those teams this weekend, we'd take care of business.
We should.
And then there's your top 6 right there. Bama, Clemson, LSU, Notre Dame. The Wolverines are at 5. Georgia is at 6. So long way to go. It's just the first rankings of the season. The exciting thing is we will be here. Corey and I, Producer G, will be here every Tuesday to bring you these rankings.
Every Tuesday.
They come out every Tuesday at 7 on ESPN. They're done by 7:30. We start at 7:30. How about that?
It's
beautiful.
almost like
we
it's
know
beautiful.
what we're doing over here.
It's like they say, you know what?
Almost.
Let's get them out right before they come on. The Ohio State Nation, everything Buckeye Nation can talk about it. The fans can tell us how they feel. Did Ohio State get robbed? Are they where they're supposed to be? Because this 4 is going to change. It's not going to be the same when it's all said and done.
No.
It never is. So don't panic when you're not in the top 4. Never that.
Got a long way to go.
Long way to go.
I saw 11 Warriors tweeted something that said the first ever college football playoff rankings, when they were released, it was in 2014. Special year for the Buckeyes. Mississippi State Bulldogs and Dak Prescott were number 1 in the country, number 1 in the first top 4. The Buckeyes were sitting at a lowly 16.
Wow.
And you see what happened. A lot can happen in 4 or 5 weeks, folks. Absolutely. Our guy Big Jack Mater tunes in from that state up north. Go Bucks. Thanks, Jack.
All right,
Fighting
Jack.
Good fight up north. Eddie says he's got the Wolverines 26-17 over Penn State. I can see that for sure. Kyle Elliott wants to see some urgency. He says we've been playing flat. A lot, kind of a lack of effort. I totally agree. I don't know where this team's fight has gone, and maybe we needed this backs up against the wall type of mentality that, kind of fight or flight. What are you going to do? Chips are all in the middle of the table now. What are you going to do?
You got to come out like, what does Urban like to say? Like your hair's on fire?
Hair's on fire, 4-6, A to B.
You got to do it. I mean, that's what I want to see. I know you don't take a team lightly. Our fans have told us that in the comment section. So they have to come out and play this game like you should own this game. It has to be one of them games when the game is over at halftime.
Yep.
I want to see one of those games. Not one of those games where it's halftime and we're sitting there looking like, what is going on? Why are we up 7?
When's the last time we had one of those games? Tulane, week 4, Urban's first week back?
Yep. Tulane.
Because then what? We had Penn State. That certainly wasn't over at halftime, which is fine. You don't expect that to be.
Minnesota.
And then you had Indiana, which was much closer than it should have been. Minnesota, much closer. And then we got our asses beat by Purdue. So it's been since week 4, man. It's been a long time.
We need one of those because Nebraska, they dumped Gatorade on their coach when they got 1 win.
Yep.
That's where they're at as a program. And I'm not trying to disrespect them. But we, as a program, expect victories, wins. And when we had the great ambassador on last week, he said the coaches are 10 times harder on themselves than we are.
Which is surprising, considering a lot of the comments that I have made not on air regarding the coaching staff and scheme. But, we don't need to go there just yet. He said trust in these coaching staff, trust in Coach Meyer. And, we'll see. We'll see this weekend what we do. Like you said, I think it needs to be over at halftime. And another thing, it's not necessarily bulletin board material, and I love that kind of stuff any way you can get it, especially at Ohio State, anytime. And apparently this team needs it to get up for a game. But Scott Frost, the head coach of Nebraska, said that he was encouraged by seeing Purdue's performance against Ohio State for his team because he's got an explosive offense and young kids, and he was encouraged by that, and it made him feel a lot better about playing the Buckeyes.
He should be encouraged. He should feel encouraged. I'm glad he feels that way for his team. He should give them confidence to feel good about themselves as they come into the horseshoe. I want him to feel that way. And I want our players to read that and say, see, nobody's scared of you anymore.
Nope.
Nobody is scared of the Ohio State right now. They can come into the horseshoe and beat you, and they need to put that on the bulletin board and read it in the locker room. And I see some great adjustments that our fans are making.
What's that?
Carrie Lynn says, get the linebackers away from the line of scrimmage.
Can she coach our linebackers?
I don't know. Let's ask
Carrie,
her.
can you
Let's
replace
ask her.
Bill Davis for us? The frustrating thing about Bill Davis is that he was in Urban Meyer's wedding. I mean, they are very, very close. And Bill Davis has great experience. He's coached linebackers in the NFL for years, 25-plus years of linebacker coaching experience. Well, it's not working. I don't know what you're doing, Bill Davis, and maybe, it's not going to be easy to fill Luke Fickell's footsteps or fill his shoes. After he left, Bill Davis came in. Linebackers have struggled ever since then. Now, obviously, you can see what Fickell's doing down at UC. My Bearcats are 7-1.
Jordan Baker, my guy Jordan, says, have to watch the penalties.
Oh.
They kill us. And he wants to see J.K. in longer. He wants us to keep Dobbins in the game longer. He wants him to eat.
Well, it's about time for somebody in our backfield to step up, because at the beginning of the season we were trading off Mike Weber, J.K. Both guys would have a great game. It was one or the other, and then the other guy would get the start, and then it was almost like the other guy was like hungry for his job back, and then out of nowhere the running game just stopped. I don't know where it went. Our offensive line isn't getting any movement. Maybe it's the threat of the quarterback run that isn't there now, so teams can just focus in on the tailbacks. But I haven't seen great effort from J.K. and especially Mike Weber over the last few weeks. So hopefully J.K. Dobbins can get, or one of them. I really don't care who it is. Somebody needs to step their game up, run for 100 yards this week, and just kind of take a stranglehold on the position. Because they're both talented. They're both going to get snaps. But I'm really hoping J.K. Dobbins just says, all right, let's go, man. It's over with.
I'm with you, and I'm with all of our fans in the comments. And like we said before, thank you for leaving comments. Let us know where you are from when you make these comments. Are you in Ohio?
Oh, we got the map.
The map's behind us. Are you in Ohio? Are you in California? Are you in Colorado where it is snowing? Let us know. We know Laura is in the snow. Let us know where you're at. Eugene says, your boy is in the building. And I can say building because he said it, not me. I said I was going to stop saying that. But he said it, not me. So Eugene, I can say it.
My guy. Eddie thinks J.K. Dobbins goes for 136 yards and 3 scores this weekend. Please, please, please.
Oh, please be right.
As you know I love to say, sign me up.
Yes, please be right, Eddie.
Some more predictions in here. Charles says little brother might get Ohio. That must be a Wolverine fan in there if he's calling Michigan State little brother and calling us Ohio. So fans in the comment section, deal with Charles for us. Appreciate that. BJ Murray. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
No, nothing like a little troll in there. Well, you get that once a week.
Well, yeah, at least. That'll happen. Good boy, Eugene, my guy. BJ says, it hurts to say we need Bama to win out. LSU beats Bama and wins SEC. They're both in. Great point, BJ. You're right. And we were talking about it a little bit earlier with the rankings. If LSU beats Alabama, LSU probably moves up to number 1. Bama goes to maybe 3, maybe 4.
3. That's the lowest they'll go.
And then the only other tough game they would play would be in the SEC title game, which they would miss. So it's the exact same scenario as last year where Alabama's 11-1, doesn't play a title game, and gets in over the Buckeyes. So you're right. Alabama needs to win. It sucks. And it's also good for Ohio State if the Wolverines win out until they get to Columbus, which you don't want to root for. But right now, I don't think Ohio State controls their own destiny to get into the playoff.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. They need some help, and they need some signature wins. They need some bigger wins because, like we talked about earlier,
the ones we thought we had disappeared.
No.
They are gone.
Gonzo.
Now we have no signature wins.
No.
And one signature loss. Not a good
and
look.
It's a big one.
A big one.
So we'll see. Right now, where it stands, I'll get to some more of these comments in a minute here, but with the current rankings, Ohio State really – all right, so here we go. Does Ohio State need any help to get in? Or if they win out, are they in? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Bama and Clemson need to go undefeated. And if they do, then that's good. There's 2 spots filled right there. If Notre Dame happens to lose, that's outstanding. I don't see it happening. I think they go undefeated too.
They're losing Saturday.
We'll get to that in a minute. I hope so. But I'm thinking Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame are all going to be undefeated at the end of the year, which means they're in. So then there's one more spot. Is Ohio State in if they win out? What about Oklahoma? Oklahoma's only loss is to Texas by 3 points on a last-second field goal. Ohio State's is by 30 to Purdue, unranked Purdue. Now, you can say whatever you want to say and you know, on the verge of Ohio State and Oklahoma, whatever you think there. But their loss to Texas that's how you're supposed to lose. If you're going to lose, that's how you're supposed to lose.
Yeah,
so a rival in a close game.
I look at it like this, and tell me if I'm wrong. And let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. They'll tell me.
They'll really tell you.
I'm wrong a lot.
I'll tell you after the show. Cool. Right. What are you talking about?
I take past biases will catch up to us too. 31-0. They're going to look at that.
Yeah. Well, sure.
2 years in a row, you have lost to an unranked team on the road handedly. If we're tied with Oklahoma, 3 points to Texas, you got handled by Purdue. I don't think that looks good for us.
Oh, it really doesn't.
Unless we just, from here on out, we steamroll everybody. the team up north, Maryland, Nebraska, the Big Ten championship. I mean, we just go on this unbelievable tear, and they go, okay, that's the only way I see. Then hey, but if we just barely beat teams,
if it's close,
that's not going to look good because they're going to look back. That's 2 years in a row now. You've went on the road unranked and got blasted. Then when we did choose you, you got shut out.
Yep.
In the playoffs.
Yep.
When we picked you.
Oh man.
That's what scares me.
You're right. Yeah.
That's what scares me when it comes to if us and Oklahoma are both with one loss. That's what scares me.
I really think oh man. John Goddard here with maybe the comment of the century. We still have better wins than Bama. They play East Alabama Coastal Community College for the blind, transgendered, and toothless. While we play Penn State, TCU, Michigan, Michigan State, etc.
Wow.
Let me get this right again. Wow. East Alabama Coastal Community College for the blind, transgendered, and toothless.
Wow.
And they play that one in week 13 right before the big rivalry game.
Wow.
That's how the SEC does it. John, thank you. That brought me a lot of joy.
Wow.
Oh man.
That was classic.
Cody Morgan's in here talking schemes, what the defense needs to be doing, and he's exactly right. Andy, we're tired of the Bama bias. Aren't we all?
I'm still laughing at
that. Man.
But and that's my thing though. Past biases. Alabama has built up so much clout now with everybody. It doesn't matter who they play.
Nope.
They can go play a middle school team and beat them 300-0. Did you see Tua Tagovailoa, whatever his name is? I don't care
12 touchdowns
what his name is. He didn't throw an incomplete pass. It was deep. The spiral was on point. Oh, my God. Because they have built up that much clout with the playoff committee and the media and Paul Philbaum and everybody at ESPN and everybody and us. And let's not even bring up the offseason. Let's not even bring that up.
All right.
That's going to play a factor too. Don't think it won't. Because you will have somebody in that playoff committee that will go, well, wait a minute. What about Urban and this and that? Not even worried about football.
Do you really want to have this man in your playoffs?
So
yes, I do. Actually,
we got a lot of things going against us. We have to take care of business on the field convincingly, like we did when we went in 2014.
Yep.
Smack Wisconsin 59-0. You guys are terrible. We're a third-string quarterback.
And your Heisman Trophy candidate tailback. Sorry about Melvin Gordon. Want to get to a few more comments here. A lot of folks chiming in where they are watching from. We appreciate that. Always love to hear where the nation is. Lee Travis is in Dublin. Timothy Roberts in Charlotte, North Carolina. Ron Ferris is in L.A., but he's from Lorain, a Buckeye at heart. And producer G is from right here.
Yeah, I want to thank Shawnee Weber, Mike Weber's sister, for tuning in with us. We appreciate you in the comments there.
Thank you, Shawnee.
See you there. Robert Collins, Ron Ferris, everybody who's been tuning in. Just want to remind everybody, we are the voice of the fans. Everything Buckeye Nation. We're live every Tuesday night. You guys can take it from there.
Live every Tuesday night here on EBSN.
I just wanted to mention that.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Back to a few of these comments. J.P. Pooley says he's in that state up north. Go Bucks. Another guy fighting the good fight in enemy territory.
All you guys up north, I want to give you guys a hand clap because I always thought all the team up north fans down here, I'm like, is there any up there? Because they just live down here. Like, I'm like, is there any up there for us? But you guys are fighting a good fight. I appreciate it. You're in the comments. Kudos to you guys. Shout out to all the Ohio State fans up there. Love to see it.
Hell yeah, man. Somebody's got to, right?
PA in the building says Chuck Roberts, stronger than hate. Hey,
man. Ron Ferris thinks LSU is going to get routed by Alabama. We will have to see. What? We got
John Gooder's comment. Did you see it?
That same one? Or
it's a different one.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey guys, great show. Unfortunately, it's on the time I have to poo every week.
Dude, this is John Goddard. His wife won't let him take his phone into the bathroom. That is the same. John, man, you need to DM us. Give us your address. We'll send you a tablet or something. Keep secret.
He might be the comment king right now.
John Goddard. What a legend, man.
Oh, man.
Hey, guys, if you're leaving us comments, make sure you give us likes and shares as well.
Yes, please. Give us a like, laugh emoji.
Something.
Love emoji.
Say
like
something
emoji,
to John, man.
Sad emoji. Give John some wisdom, some words of advice.
My wife won't let me take my phone into the bathroom.
We're trying to grow this nation and get every Buckeye fan in here.
Yes, we want all the Buckeye fans to be part of our nation, ladies and gentlemen. So let them know. Have some fun with Smitty and I and producer G, who makes all of us look great. Or I try, you know.
You and your gray hat.
And if we didn't hit your comments, keep them coming because we're still going to try to look through everybody. We're going to try to hit them all. So if we didn't hit yours, send it again. We'll get it.
Benjamin Fraley.
It's Fraley.
Fraley.
That's my guy.
Thank you, G. Thanks, Ben, for tuning in. Great content. Love the page. Thank you. Man.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. Go Bucks. Robert Collins says Northwestern beats Notre Dame and wins the West Division in the Big Ten. Now, we were just talking about that.
Northwestern.
This is Northwestern plays Notre Dame. They host Notre Dame this weekend. So that could be interesting. They got a 2-game lead on, man. What is going on?
You saw Eddie's comment.
Yeah. I don't even know what's going on. You guys laughing. I can't read, man.
He said he's going to send John a porta potty. He can just take it with him. He can just go where he's at.
I love the fans in there, man. It's hilarious.
We got the best fans.
Yes, we do. Carrie says, what's that talking in the background? It's probably the TV.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Shawnee Weber says we need to run the ball more, man. I know we were losing for a majority of the game against Purdue, but it felt like we didn't even try to establish the run, man. Haskins threw 73 balls. I'm all for Haskins throwing 30, 35, 40 passes.
That's my guy, but come on.
That is ridiculous.
Let's try a different thing than run up the middle. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
We have more plays than that.
Weber and Dobbins have versatile skill sets. It doesn't have to be run up the gut, run up the gut, run up the gut. 3 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards.
Right.
-1.
We have athletes.
Hey, let's get creative, man. Where's the creativity in the play calling? Hopefully, a lot of these things that we've been worried about will be fixed or at least addressed. We can see improvement. I would like to see a world beater on Saturday, but I don't need to see an absolutely perfect team just yet. I know it's a long process. If we get better this weekend, we've got Saturday at noon. The Cornhuskers are coming to town. We need to show a lot of improvement, but we don't need to be there just yet. It's okay. If we improve this week and we improve next week, we will beat the Spartans. We get better the next week. We beat Maryland. And then we improve in a great week of practice where the Wolverines come to town. We got a top 5, top 10 showdown in the shoe, the game, November 24th. Show them who we are, man. I'm fired up already.
I want them to come out Saturday and punch them in the mouth.
Please.
Just shut it down.
Intensity, man.
You cannot let, okay, I'm not trying to not be disrespectful because I can be very disrespectful, so I'm not going to do it. G knows how I get. You can't you can't let a team that is worse than you get confidence because it just goes downhill from there.
Yeah.
Then they start doing plays they usually don't do, opening up the playbook, trying stuff they wouldn't do because what do we have to lose? Going forward on 4th down? No. Come out, punch them in the mouth, end it in the first half. I don't want to see this 3-and-out punt crap on the first drive. If they do a 3-and-out on the first drive, I'm going to lose my mind. You've had a week to have scripted.
Really, 2 weeks.
Play. You're right. 2 weeks to have scripted plays against Nebraska. There is no excuse for a false start, a holding, or a 3-and-out against Nebraska when you've had 2 weeks to prepare. Now, I know I don't play. I get it. But 2 weeks to prepare against Nebraska, scripted plays, whenever you get the ball, you should be able to go down the field and score a touchdown. You should. This is not a daunted defense. This isn't the SEC, the daunted SEC.
Nebraska's defense actually is garbage.
This isn't Michigan's defense, the team up north.
Let me give you a couple key stats about the Cornhuskers.
Do it.
101st in scoring defense. They allow 33.5 points per game. 102nd in total defense. They allow 440 yards per game. And they are 111th in the country in pass defense, giving up 272 yards per game through the air. This should be, we should roll. We should. I'm way behind on the comments, by the way, man.
Something's wrong with my guy, Eddie Stats.
Oh, no.
Something's wrong.
Oh, no.
Eddie, I'm here for you. If you need counseling, let me know. He said if Ohio State loses to Nebraska, they fire Urban Meyer and hire Hugh Jackson.
Oh.
What is wrong with you, Eddie?
You
are my guy.
Manual.
But what is wrong? If you need help, let me know. Because that will never happen.
Blink twice, Eddie, if you are in trouble. Let us know.
That will never happen.
Oh, goodness.
But they need to come out and just put them away. And I didn't forget about the defense either. I think, thanks for the comment, Giants. The defense really needs to step it up. No. I haven't forgot about them either.
What?
The defense needs to come out as well. As much as we're harping on the offense, they need to fix the issues.
Whew. You know what would be funny? If we come out in the first play on defense, Greg Schiano's got everybody stacked in the box at the line of scrimmage. And then he pulls everybody out just to look up at the stand and say, see, come on. But you're right, man. Defense. We got to cut down on the big plays. There's a lot of work. Really, there's only, I would say, 3 things we need to fix to be a national title contender. Red zone efficiency, because in the last 4 trips in the red zone, we've come away with 6 total points. Defensive big plays. Got to stop the big plays, man. Stop the big plays. Stop the bleeding. And third is penalties. We've been horribly penalized all year. And if we improve on those 3 things over the course of the next 4 or 5 games, look out. Look out.
You're right. And I'm reading some of the comments. Carrie said,
hi, Josh.
Carrie said Eddie has lost his mind. And Steven Chowder says, what about the kicker as well? You can't trust him.
See, we've had some issues with the kicking game. Blake Hallbill missed that chip shot against Purdue, which really just deflated the whole team. I think we drove right down the field and would have made it 7-6, I believe. Right before half, we had a great drive right down the field. Stalled in the red zone, go figure. And then he missed the field goal. Purdue goes down 80 yards in 2 minutes, makes it 14-6 at halftime, or 14-3 at halftime. I like Blake Hallbill better than Sean Nurnberger. I don't know what happened with that kick, but I don't know what it is. But the top elite teams like Alabama, their kicker sucks. Their kicker has been garbage for 10 years. And it seems like we haven't had a good kicker in 10 years either.
That's why when you get in the red zone, just score a touchdown.
Just score a touchdown.
You won't have to worry about it.
Sean Nurnberger's hit 140 in a row. He's 5 away from the NCAA record for most in a row. Never missed. I want to get to Hunter Tinsley here. He says, so is the whole Purdue loss, do you think there's a chance this year? Yes. That's it.
That was quick.
That's all I got.
That's all you got, huh?
That's it. Yeah, we got a lot.
And we appreciate all your comments. We're trying to get to all of them. If we miss you, we didn't forget about you. We just missed. Sorry about that. What you got?
I just see my guy Josh said, go Nebraska, LOL. Josh, come on, man.
What?
Well, I'm way back, bro. I am way back here. Josh is my guy, too, man. I can't believe you'd say that to me. I cannot believe it.
I love Carrie's last comment I just seen.
Oh, baby. What do we got?
Carrie Lynn, thank you.
Carrie, man, she rocks.
She said, why is everyone wanting Haskin to be a running QB? He's not one. That's Tate. People.
Bingo.
He's not a runner. He's a thrower. Running is not his strong suit. Why do we want him to run? He can't. It's not his thing. He's a thrower of the football. It is the coach's jobs to figure out how to get the running game going. It is not Haskins' job to start doing things he cannot do.
I got to quit reading John Goddard's comments, man. He's cracking me up. He said, woo, made it back. Quick, drop and flush. The wife's meatloaf is brutal.
Oh, my God.
But Haskins needs to get some run confidence quickly. All the other issues totally fixable. Coach to get it back in order. My goodness gracious. John, our guy. David Hemphill says, the quarterback from Nebraska announced that Nebraska can beat Ohio State, a team that has only won 2 games this season. That is a bold statement. We'll see what happens.
No. Sorry, I just answered.
No, hey, that's okay.
I just answered Eddie's question.
Yes. Hunter Tinsley, what do you think the defense needs to do to start strong in this first half against Nebraska's offense? Let's get one thing straight here. Nebraska has a really, really talented offense. It hasn't shown at all times, but they've gotten better each week. Their quarterback is a true freshman, but he's really good. Adrian Martinez is his name, 6'2", 220. Ohio State recruited him a little bit last year, and he's good. He completes 66% of his passes. He's got over 2,000 total yards on the season with 15 touchdowns to 6 picks. Dual threat guy. He ran for in their win over Minnesota. It was their first. They were 0-6, first win of the season against Minnesota, who took us down to like 5 minutes left in the game. That was when we had troubles, So we'll see how we do this weekend. But he ran for like 150 yards in that game. They have a very talented offense. And this is another type of game where if we miss an assignment or miss a gap, look out. They might be able to take it the distance. But in order to start strong, we can't have the linebackers up at the line of scrimmage, because if they're up at the line of scrimmage and somebody gets through to the next level, there's only the secondary, and they're guarding people downfield getting blocked.
Yep.
They got to. I gotta think that's been fixed. I have to think so.
I hope so. Laura, I seen Laura. She said he can run sometimes. Talking about Haskins, laugh out loud. He did last year against the team up north. And then Shawnee says he shouldn't have to. We have 2 good backs and receivers. No need for him to run.
She's exactly right. There's no need for him to run, but Coach Meyer, I don't know if it's Coach Meyer, if it's Ryan Day, hasn't gotten that through their head. I know a few weeks back, Haskins had 9 carries. 9 carries, dude. You've got Mike Weber and J.K. Dobbins, who are 2 elite tailbacks, both going to be playing on Sundays for a long time. And when the scheme is right, I don't know what's wrong with the offensive line. One play in Purdue, I can't remember. I mean, Isaiah Prince got just brutalized all game. And one of our guards, maybe Demetrius Knox, somebody just flat out, maybe I think it was Michael Jordan, flat out missed his block. It was a run block.
Yeah.
The guy's right in front of him, and he whiffed. How does that happen? And it can't happen. It cannot happen anymore. I'm pissed off now, dude. What the hell?
I like it.
What happened?
Finally, it's not me yelling.
Ah.
I feel good. I'm always the one yelling. Yes.
I'm always like, it's okay.
Yeah.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Get him, Smitty.
No, man.
Yeah. I'm the one ad-libbing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If G was in here, he'd say something like, wow.
Yeah, I like the passion. Hey, man. Can't say it better.
For real, man. I mean, come on. We got to see something real this weekend, man. We got to see some dog in the fight. It's like, where is the effort? Where's the energy? I don't see it. And maybe that comes from leadership. We lost JT Barrett, 5th-year senior. Billy Price, 5th-year senior. Some of these guys, you can't just replace. I mean, you can replace on the field maybe some production, but that impact in the locker room goes a long way too.
I'm just going to throw this out there. This is no excuse. It's just a question. Do you think Nick Bosa's decision had any lingering effect on the Purdue game?
I don't. I really don't. And I thought it would go the other way. I thought it would be, all right, Superman's not coming back to save this defense, so let's go. All right, it's go time. And if the defense has to step up. And they didn't. I don't know, part of it's obviously scheme, because we have the athletes, we have the talent, they have the instincts. So it's got to be scheme and execution. So I don't know, man. I don't think Nick Bosa had. I don't think it came at a good time. But I don't think that had a major effect on getting our ass beat in West Lafayette.
Whew, I love the passion I'm seeing here. Yeah, go Smitty. I like it. Eddie says the Ohio State secondary is horrible. Cody says, well, but here's the thing. Meyer has way too soft of a heart and wants to play his star QB and wants to let them shine whether they're good or bad. He doesn't like to put the others in when needed. And Natasha says, amen, Eddie. I guess that's the secondary comment.
Well, sure was. And Cody's right. I mean, Urban is loyal and I think sometimes to a fault. So, you know, he doesn't like I think clearly last year Haskins came in against a team up north and looked really, really, really good. And JT had knee surgery on Monday. And if Haskins played against Wisconsin in the Big Ten title game, I think we win by 3 scores instead of 6 points. And maybe we're talking about a different end of last year. If we beat the piss out of Wisconsin, undefeated Wisconsin, number 4 in the country, maybe we get into the playoff. I don't know. Hindsight's 20/20, they say.
20/20.
Yep.
So they say.
Sean says Chase Young is going to be great. Bowie Zilm.
Bowie Zilm?
Pardon me if I messed that up.
He did.
He said we got baby linebackers. Chase Young is a beast. Everybody talking that. I want to wrap up this conversation, get to some bold predictions for the Nebraska game because we're kind of wrapping up the show here. We started a little bit late on the bye week. We're getting a shorter show. But comment your bold predictions, your score, what you think is going to go down this Saturday in the shoe, 12 o'clock, 12 noon on Fox. The Buckeyes opened as 22-point favorites, and it was down to 20.5. I saw earlier today, 19. People are betting on Nebraska. Even though they're 2-6, 1-5 in the Big Ten, they won their last 2 games. One was against Minnesota. One was against Bethune-Cookman last week.
That team is a beast.
You might be saying, who?
That team right there. Watch out.
FCS Giant right there. G, do we have any pictures of the uniforms here? I don't know if we've got them. The Buckeyes will be wearing. Oh,
man.
Let us know what you think about the uniforms, too. We want to hear your bold predictions. We want to hear your score predictions. And what do you think about these all-black
How can you not like an all-black uni? Look at that. Man, that just makes you want to go play. You can't lose in those things. Look at that. Woo!
Those are sharp. Now, it is
man.
Normally, it'd be a blackout for a night game in the shoe. Blackout the shoe.
Man, look at that.
It's a noon game, which is a little weird. I think it's weird.
It could be noon, 3:38. I'm rocking that every week.
All right. I know it, man. You're all about the black uniforms. I dig it. You say you can't lose. I mean, hell, week 1 we were talking because Florida State got beat up by Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Wearing those all blacks. Those were sharp, too.
Woo, look at that.
I love the helmets,
look
man.
At the
I
helmet.
love
look
those
at the
helmets.
sleeve.
The scarlet
oh,
stickers.
My goodness. You just
that
got to look
is
ferocious.
Good right there. Interesting fact, it's the first, since this isn't a night game, and the game after Thanksgiving against the Wolverines is going to be a 12 nooner forever, probably.
Woo!
They have
man, I'm
Corey
sorry,
can't
y'all.
get enough of these
I'm
unis,
sorry.
man.
I love all black unis. Anybody that knows me,
Laura BP loves them.
every team,
Randy Russell loves them. Char Miller says they hot.
every team in football, from Pop Warner to the NFL to the Canadian Football League to the Arena Football League,
XFL,
and to Vince McMahon's new football league that he's pumping out, shall have an all-black uniform ready to roll out when times get hard. We're struggling. Put on the black uniforms.
Put them on.
Let's right the ship.
Right the ship. I like it, man.
Just saying.
Eddie says those jerseys are clean. I agree. People love the jerseys. I think it's great. Always fun to show a little something extra here. And, man.
If you was on the fence about coming to Ohio State, say it was like Ohio State and, I don't know, pick a school.
Notre Dame?
Yeah. Right there, I'm going. That's it.
That's it?
I'm sold. Doesn't matter.
Hey.
I'm going. I get to wear those at least once? Man, please.
Those are very sharp.
I'm sorry.
I've really liked the Ohio State alternates over the past years.
I'm sorry. I know they're probably like, shut up. Okay, they're sweet. Shut up. We get the point. We get the point. let's get down to business.
First season for Ohio State without a night game in the shoe since 2007.
I know, that's crazy.
That is
no
wild.
Wow, no night games at home. That is crazy.
So Ohio State takes on Nebraska this Saturday, 12 noon on Fox. We will get to our bold predictions here. We've got a few in the comments. Laura BP says 56-14.
Okay.
John Goddard 63-6 Buckeyes.
Okay.
Cody Morgan 54-6 Buckeyes.
Woo.
Everybody seems to think it's going to be a beatdown. David Hemphill does not. He says Ohio State 28, Nebraska 24. Sean Eagleson 63-9 Buckeyes. Make sure I didn't miss any there. We got some more coming up here. Shawnee says, I don't think Nebraska's that good, so 42-14. I like that. 42-14. I get down with that. That's what I'm talking about. Mike Dye, 63-28 Buckeyes. And we'll get a few more in here, I'm sure, as well. Robert Collins, 42-24 Buckeyes.
I got one I got to read because he took a lot of time to write this comment.
Do it.
A lot of time. Mike Tackett.
I love our guy, Mike Tackett.
He says, I hate, and if we miss any of your comments, we apologize. We're trying to get to everyone. We do appreciate you making comments and staying with us. We love the nation. Share us, love us, like us. Get everybody over here.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends and a friend's friends. He says, Mike says, I hate to say I told you so.
Oh, God.
But going back to a comment I mentioned to you guys at the beginning of the season, here we are yet again with one of the most talented rosters in the country and losing a game we had no business losing. The writing's on the wall. Look at almost every game we played. We've given up at least one big play on defense of 85 yards or more. Now that Bosa is gone, we are being exposed even more. I had to read that because he took time. That's a long comment.
Mike, that's a downer end of the program.
I know. I had to read it, though.
He's right.
I had to read it. He took time to write that. He might have wrote it before and I missed it. I don't know, but.
Oh, my gosh, dude. John Goddard slaying again. He said, 28-24, he must have eaten my wife's meatloaf. Oh, Johnny, we appreciate you so much. Chuck Roberts, 55-10. Dobbins runs for 175, 2 scores. Haskin throws for over 400 with 5 TDs, and the defense scores 1. That would be 8 touchdowns. We must have missed an extra point.
The defense scored 1?
Yep.
That's a bold prediction.
That is a bold prediction.
That's bold.
Let's get to our bold prediction, shall we, folks?
Dun, 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 dun.
We've done it. The bold predictions. All right. Enough is enough. The Buckeyes come away with a big win on Saturday. I've got the Buckeyes. Let me double check here. 52-24. I think I've got J.K. Dobbins has over 100 yards and 2 scores. And I think that's bold because our running game has looked like a big old bag of garbage. And I think it's important that we get Dobbins. We got to get somebody going. If it's Dobbins, if it's Weber, I don't care. Hopefully it's Mike Weber. That way I can keep bringing up my, hey, start Mike Weber tweet that I said is the day he said he was coming back. I would love to see Mike Weber go for 100 yards. J.K. Dobbins, 2. I said Dobbins in this instance, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Buckeyes win 52-24. All right. What are you laughing at over?
Lee Travis says, Mom, meatloaf. You remember?
You want to know?
Mike Tackett says 45-10. He also says, are there any players currently being redshirted that we may see in action for the first time before the season's over?
That would surprise me. I saw that comment earlier. I wouldn't be opposed to it by any means because I think we could use a little bit of a switch up here. You know what I'm saying?
Any athletic linebackers?
Get some fresh blood in there. Maybe we get some young linebackers in there.
Please.
Somebody may show like Bill Davis getting some work in there. I don't know, man.
Shawnee Weber says, Mike, you better start.
Start him. Let him run for 100 yards. 150, man.
Pull those strings, Shawnee. Pull those strings.
Shawnee, pull them strings.
Pull those strings.
Get Coach on the phone. Hey.
Tell them we sent you. No,
hey, these chumps on this internet show told me to do this.
These 2 rookies just yelling at the mic said. All right. Bold predictions. This is bold. Not too bold, but Tate Martell sees action in the red zone. That is a switch they made while preparing. This is not a second half of the game is over then. This is when we get inside the 15. He trots out on the field, and in his first red zone attempt, he runs in the end zone on his first drive. Tate Martell gets in the red zone and scores a touchdown.
I like that.
The place goes crazy, and then after that, the hinges get blown off that door. The red zone issues get fixed.
Thanks for coming, Nebraska. Appreciate you making the trip. Score?
Buckeyes 49. Huskers 17.
49-17. I like it.
And KJ Hill has 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, my God.
That was for you.
Thank you. Love me some KJ
And have
Hill.
you guys noticed? No Haskins. I'm trying to do better.
I think Haskins throws for 442 yards and 6 touchdowns. Eddie Stats, 42-20 Buckeyes. Kerry Lynn says, switch Prince out. Chuck Roberts, my bad, 56-10. Brian McGee, 42-17. Is that? Oh, you said 49-17.
Yeah, 49-17.
Blake says Tate Martell should start.
Whoa.
We need a QB that can read plays and run like crazy like he does. Blake, oh my goodness.
Whoa. Wouldn't go that far.
Hey now. Get him in the ball game.
Whoa.
But start.
Whoa.
But Blake says Buckeyes 62-21. And Kerry, we better see him in the red zone. They need to score. Shawnee says, why nobody including Mike?
Mine was bold prediction.
Uh-huh.
That's why I didn't include Mike. I didn't have anything bold to say about Mike. That's why I didn't include him.
I got you, Shawnee.
We haven't heard G's yet. He's got him written down over there.
We're not going to forget you, Shawnee.
I'll take the Buckeyes.
That's good.
I hope so.
I'm like, and
52-6.
52-6.
And
man, I would be one happy.
Shawnee, I got you. Mike Weber, 200 yards.
Oh,
there you go.
Yes.
3 touchdowns.
I'm almost
Biggest rushing game of the season.
That's for you, Shawnee.
Oh, please, man.
Please come back next week.
We got to get the running game going. Chris says 45-28 Bucks. David Hemphill says Ohio State will face LSU in a bowl game. That is a bold prediction. And John said something to Blake about starting Tate Martell. He said, oh, hell, you're on the meatloaf too, buddy. Oh, man. Bowie Zim agrees with you with Tate gets in the red zone, 63-17. Kerry says 52-6 with their defense. She's laughing at you, G. We'll see. Maybe they got it.
It's got to get turned around sometime.
It's got to get turned around.
I think this will be the week. There's some urgency now coming off a loss.
There definitely is.
Shawnee, appreciate the love. She thinks you are my friend. Hopefully she'll be back next week.
Yes, folks.
Shawnee loves the show.
She'll be back in the glory of G's
Appreciate you, Shawnee.
prediction. We appreciate you, Shawnee, and everybody.
If we missed your comments tonight, we apologize. They were flying in. We appreciate that so much, everybody who tuned in.
We love you guys.
We are here every what day is it?
Tuesday.
It's 7:30 p.m. here on EBSN Online, the Everything Buckeye Nation show. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can always find us after the show. Go back and watch us on those networks, and also iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. The old podcasts are up there too.
Yeah, so if you're bored at work, nothing to do,
throw us on.
Put us in those earbuds.
Listen to us, chumps. We appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan says we appreciate you. Right as I said that. How about you? Good night. Shawnee, yes, I'll be back every Tuesday.
Shawnee,
That's what I'm talking about. And Boy says, I live 45 minutes from Notre Dame, so love hearing you. Another Buckeye in enemy territory.
Oh, yeah.
We got to love them. We'll be back next Tuesday at 7:30 with fresh college football playoff rankings.
Fresh.
Big win over the Huskers, previewing the big game in East
Lansing. Fresh rankings, fresh hats, fresh show. It's what we do.
It's what we do. See Everything Buckeye Nation show on EBSN Online. Producer G. Corey Boyd. I'm Jake Smith signing off saying go Bucks and OH.
I-O.
See you next week. Woo! Go Bucks.